The sun was slowly going down. The sky was orange and pink. Amara wiped the sweat from her face and looked at the small harvest in front of her. 3 bundles of cassava, some vegetables, a few yams. It was not much, but it was honest work. Amara was only 24 years old, but life had made her older than her age. Her father died when she was just 15. After that day, everything changed. Her mother became very sick and could not work. So for 9 long years, Amara carried the whole world on her shoulders. She worked on other people's farms. She washed clothes by the river. She carried heavy loads for small money. She did anything honest just to survive, while other girls her age were getting married and starting families. Amara spent her days working until her hands hurt, and her nights caring for her sick mother. Sometimes her mother would hold her hand and say softly, "My daughter, God will reward your good heart one day." Amara would smile and shake her head. "I am not doing this for reward, Mama. I do it because it is right, and because you need me." That evening, she placed the bundles on her head and started the long walk home. The path from the farm to her village was almost 3 miles. Her feet were already aching inside her worn slippers, but she kept walking. One step, then another. All she could think about was the soup she would cook for her mother. Halfway home, she saw an old woman sitting by the roadside. Next to the woman was a large clay pot filled with water. The old woman looked very tired. Her clothes were old and patched. Her face was full of wrinkles, but her eyes were kind. As Amara got closer, the woman called out weakly, "My daughter, please, can you help me? I fetched this water from the stream, but I am too weak to carry it home. My house is just down this path. Not far. Please, can you help an old woman?" Amara stopped walking. Her own load was already heavy. She was tired. Her mother was waiting at home. The sun would set soon. It would be easy to say no, very easy. But when she looked at the old woman's face, she saw real need. She saw someone's mother, someone's grandmother. Amara slowly lowered her bundles to the ground. "Of course, Mama," she said gently. "Let me help you." The old woman's face lit up with relief. "Bless you, my child. Bless you." Amara lifted the heavy pot onto her head. It was heavier than it looked. Her legs trembled, but she steadied herself. "Lead the way, Mama. I will follow you." The old woman began walking slowly down a narrow path. Amara followed carefully. As they walked, the woman kept looking back at her, almost surprised. "You are very kind," the old woman said. "Most young girls pass me by like I am invisible." Amara shook her head softly. "You are someone's mother, Mama. How can I pass you when you need help?" The old woman stopped walking and looked at her with shining eyes. "What is your name, my daughter?" "Amara," she replied. "Amara," the woman repeated. "That name means grace. Your mother chose well." They kept walking. The path was longer than expected. It went through bushes and over rough ground. Amara's neck hurt. Her feet stumbled, but she did not complain. "Are you married?" the old woman asked. "No, Mama," Amara said quietly. "I take care of my sick mother. There is no time for marriage, no time or no suitors?" The woman asked gently. Amara gave a small, sad smile. "The men in my village want rich wives. They want dowry and family connections. I have nothing to offer except hard work and a good heart," the old woman muttered, softly. "Foolish boys. They look at money, not character." Soon they reached a clearing. Amara stopped suddenly. In front of her was not a poor hut, but a large, beautiful house, painted walls, a big compound, solar panels on the roof. Amara's eyes widened. "Mama, is this your house?" The old woman only smiled. "Where should I put the water?" she asked. Still confused, Amara poured the water into a large drum behind the house. Her arms were shaking from the effort. "Wait here," the old woman said, then went inside. Amara stood in the quiet evening feeling unsure. She needed to go home, but she didn't want to be rude. After a moment, the old woman returned with a small bag. "For your kindness," she said, placing it in Amara's hands. Amara quickly shook her head. "No, Mama, I cannot accept money. I helped because it was right." The old woman smiled warmly. "That is why you must take it, please, for your mother's medicine." Reluctantly, Amara accepted the bag. "Thank you, Mama. I must go now. My mother will worry. The old woman nodded slowly. Where do you live? In Umada village. My mother is Kioma. People know us. The old woman repeated the name softly as if memorizing it. Go well, Amara. I believe we will meet again. Amara hurried back, collected her bundles and rushed home. Her mother was waiting anxiously. You are late, my daughter. I'm sorry, Mama. I helped an old woman carry water. Later that night, Amara remembered the small bag. She opened it. Her hands started shaking. Inside was a thick stack of money. More money than she had ever seen. Mama, this is too much, she whispered. I must return it tomorrow, but the next morning. The path to the house was gone. She searched everywhere. No one knew any big house in that direction. It was like it had disappeared. 2 weeks later, on Sunday after church, Amara saw the old woman again. But this time, the woman was dressed in expensive clothes. People greeted her with respect. Beside her stood a tall, handsome young man. The old woman saw Amara and called out loudly, Amara, daughter of Chioma. Everyone turned to look. Amara's heart began to beat fast. The old woman smiled and said, My child, there is someone you must meet. She turned to the young man. This is Amara. The young man stepped forward kindly. It's nice to meet you. My mother has spoken about you for 2 weeks. Amara was completely confused. The old woman took her hand gently. Walk with us, child. There is much to explain. Amara walked with the old woman and the young man to a quiet corner of the churchyard. Her heart was beating fast. She still did not understand what was happening. The old woman spoke first. Her voice was calm but serious. Amara, this is my son Chidi. He is 30 years old. He is successful, hardworking, and unmarried. For 3 years I have been searching for a good wife for him. Amara blinked in surprise. A good wife is not chosen by beauty or money, the woman continued. She is chosen by her heart. Amara slowly began to understand. The old woman smiled gently. Many times I dressed like a poor woman. I sat by the roadside or in the market and asked young girls for help, simple help. Carrying water, showing the way. Small things. She looked directly into Amara's eyes. Do you know how many girls helped me in 3 years? Amara shook her head quietly. Only 4, the woman said, out of hundreds. She paused. And out of those 4, you were different. Amara felt tears fill her eyes. The others helped quickly and left. The woman continued. Some complained, some gave money and walked away. But you helped with respect. You spoke kindly. You carried the heavy pot without complaint, even though you were tired. You refused payment. You called me Mama with real warmth. Tears rolled down Amara's cheeks. I was only doing what was right, she whispered. Exactly, the old woman said softly. That is why I chose you. Chidi stepped forward. Amara, he said gently, I know this is sudden, but I trust my mother's judgment. She believes you are a woman of true character. I would like to know you better, slowly, with respect. No pressure. Just a chance to see if we can build something good together. Amara felt overwhelmed. But my mother is sick, she said. I am poor. I have no dowry. I have nothing. The old woman squeezed her hand. You have everything that matters. Kindness, strength, character. And we will help care for your mother. Amara lowered her eyes. I need time to think, she whispered. I need to talk to my mother. Of course, Chidi said kindly. May I visit tomorrow to meet her? Amara nodded slowly and gave them directions to her small hut. That evening she told her mother everything. Her mother began to cry, but they were tears of joy. I told you, Hermot. Hers said softly, God sees your good heart, but listen carefully, my daughter. Do not marry just to escape poverty, only marry if you truly respect this man. The next day, Chidi came to visit. He did not act proud. He did not look down on their small home. He sat on their old mat. He greeted Amara's mother with respect. He spoke kindly and warmly. Over the next few weeks he visited often. Sometimes he brought food or medicine. Sometimes he brought nothing and just talked. Amara slowly got to know him. He owned businesses in the town. He was educated but humble. He listened when she spoke. He respected her thoughts. But not everyone was happy. The village began to gossip. How did a poor girl like Amara catch a rich man? She must have used tricks. She planned everything. The words were cruel. One day at the market, Amara overheard two women whispering. She pretended to help that old woman on purpose. One said, "Now she will live in luxury while we suffer." Amara went home and cried. She had done nothing wrong. She had only helped someone in need. Chidi's mother came to comfort her. "Let people talk," she said firmly. "People who never show kindness cannot understand those who do. Hold your head high, Amara." But the real test came later. Chidi's wealthy uncle invited them to dinner. It was clear he wanted to judge Amara. At the dinner, the questions were sharp. Can you cook for important guests? What can your family offer? Do you know how to behave in a wealthy home? Amara answered honestly. She stayed calm, she stayed respectful, but she could feel their disapproval. Then the uncle spoke directly to Chidi. There are many rich girls you could marry. This guy, RL, is beneath your status. Think about your reputation. The room went silent. Amara felt her heart break. She started to stand, ready to leave quietly, but Chidi held her hand. Then he stood up. Uncle, he said calmly, I respect you, but you are wrong. Amara is not beneath me. She is above me. She has more character than many people I know. She is hardworking, kind, and strong. That is the woman I want as my wife. He turned to Amara. Will you marry me? Not because of money, but because we can build a life based on respect and love. Amara looked at him with tears in her eyes. She thought about the long years of struggle. She thought about the old woman by the road. She thought about her mother's words. Yes, she whispered. Then louder. Yes, I will marry you. The wedding took place 3 months later. The whole village talked about it. Some people were happy, some were jealous, but Amara didn't care. She saw her mother sitting proudly, now healthy. She saw Chidi smiling at her with love. She saw the old woman who had changed her life during the wedding speech. Amara spoke softly. I did not help an old woman expecting a reward. I helped because it was right. The way we treat people when we expect nothing in return shows who we truly are. Kindness matters. Character matters. The guests clapped. Years passed. Amara never forgot where she came from. She helped poor girls get education. She helped old people in the market. She taught her children to be kind to everyone. One day, her mother-in-law told her something. After you helped me, I tested 3 more girls, she said. None of them stopped. They all walked past me. She smiled warmly. That is when I knew you. We're special. Amara looked at her children playing nearby and smiled. A simple act of kindness on a dusty road had changed her entire life. And she never stopped choosing kindness, every single day. Sometimes, the biggest blessings come from the smallest acts. Kindness given without expecting anything in return has the power to change lives. So be kind, be patient, be genuine, because you never know. The person you help today might change your life tomorrow.